All right, so this is a daily chart of the SPX. I want everyone with a straight face. Go ahead and tell me that this is a bullish scenario. Go ahead. Go ahead. If you answered with a yes, you have got the wrong idea of how technical analysis works. All right, because this is a rising wedge into a major level of resistance, touching back from the highs of January 2022 to July 2023, and we are back to this level of resistance currently. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to take a look at all of this stuff. We're going to take a look at the SP 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell, the dollar, the bonds, try to speak some sense into the people by looking at the VIX, all of that good stuff. All right, so without further ado, let's get started with the video. All right, I'm going to make this nice, short, and sweet. One of the main ideas for the market is on Friday, we can either pump massively for absolutely no apparent reason, even though all of the technicals are pointing that it should not occur, right? Or we should get a bit of a pullback. I don't think that we're going to have a flat day on Friday. Okay, so regardless, here is my analysis on the dollar. All right, so the dollar is inverse to the market. The dollar has an inverse relationship to the overall market. If the dollar is rising, generally, that is bearish generally for the market. But as we see today, the dollar ended up bouncing, but the SPY was also bouncing. So this begs the question, if we end up breaking above again and retesting these highs on the dollar, that would cause some bearishness in the market, in my opinion. So my analysis of the dollar bouncing today was correct, but it's not always perfect in terms of the inverse correlations to the market, unfortunately. So we have to see how the market responds here. I do think that we should continue and end up retesting these wicks over here as a level of resistance, and then that should cause some pullback in the overall market. Before I continue, we shorted the absolute, we shorted the market really, really well. Okay, we caught a really fantastic, beautiful 100% play to the downside this morning, very quickly. What ended up happening afterward? We ended up going long right here for a nice little 20% bounce as well. And then people on the stream took the longs right here. I called it out absolutely perfectly. People ended up making money on this trade as well. So we are absolutely decimating the market day in and day out. There's no mistake and there's no mystery behind anything that I'm doing. There's a reason why so many people you know, are newly looking at the channel. It's because what I say happens, and I'm a really good day trader. So if you want access to the live streams, and if you also want access to my trading view indicator, it absolutely tells you when to buy and sell everything perfect. I don't want to say perfectly, but it does a really fantastic job. You don't need to think. You don't need to think anymore. It trades and it does this for you. It tells you when to buy and sell. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but the proof is in the pudding. If you want access to that, you want access to the live streams where I'm verbalizing my exact thoughts of what's happening in the market minute by minute. If you want access to a closed Discord group and you want access to one-on-one coaching, there is a link in the comments. There's also a link in the channel description for you to go ahead and sign up for that. All right. Next, let's take a look at the VIX. They are doing a very good job of slowly bleeding this out. So the VIX is important because it has an inverse relationship to the market. If the VIX is falling, then that is bullish and good for the overall market. This is clearly a falling wedge pattern. This is another bullish pattern. And it's the exact opposite of what's going on the SP 500 that we saw in the beginning of the video. So this is all pointed towards a monstrous, either a monstrous move to the downside and a bounce, or, you know, this is just not overall bearish. This opportunity would be a long opportunity. And that's my thought process on the VIX. But of course, that $14 level is very important. But I do expect us to get a bounce above $14 soon. 10-year yields, also inverse relationship to the market. If the yields are doing well, then the market should be falling. Okay. What we see here is the yields, another falling wedge pattern, extremely bullish pattern. We should be bouncing. And we're also at the lower end of a channel on the yields. So once again, just looking at the charts, things are pointed towards a bullish move. Okay. You would have to be you would have to be untruthful with yourself and what your eyes are seeing if you think that this is bearish for the yields and we should just end up falling lower. Everything is pointed towards a small pullback. That's what I think should end up happening. Everything is pointed towards a small pullback in the overall market, which would give space for a small bounce in the yields, the dollar, and the VIX. So I don't want to talk about anything else. I just want to focus on this. This is a chart of the S&P 500. I want everyone to look at this chart, and let's look at this together. We need to realize that many people just became bullish these past 3 days. And what goes on when people become bullish at levels of resistance? We should be getting a pullback, right? That's exactly what ends up happening. When we get extreme amounts of late bulls entering the party. Oh my God, the market is above 454, 453. Wow, we just had a huge move to the upside. What is the most logical? Answer this honestly. What is the most logical thing that should be occurring in the market? A pullback. Okay? If you if you said anything otherwise, then you're just not being truthful. You're not being honest. We should be getting a pullback. And I want everyone to go back and look once again what happens to people when they become bearish at levels of support. What happens to those people? It doesn't work out for them. The market ends up bouncing and goes against them. So if people are late to the party, as all of the people that were shorting down here when we were going long, when people are late to the party, guys, they get slapped, guys. They get slapped. So this is not a good opportunity to go long, in my opinion. I would rather go light short or wait for pullbacks and then go long. Because overall, seasonality, right? Seasonality into the end of the year is supposed to be bullish. So why wouldn't you wait for a bit of a pullback and go long on the pullback? Unless you're expecting the market to just continue to go up, which could end up happening, right? Not saying that it is out of the realm of possibility. But what is the most sustainable way of consistently making money? It is not to think that we start rising. The most consistent way of making money on a week-to-week, day-to-day, month-to-month basis on the market is expecting the market to get a bit of a pullback. Everything is pointed towards that. We have the yields, the VIX, the dollar, all showing a bit of bullishness for a potential bounce and a, ridiculously bearish pattern on the SPY. We should, not to mention, this is a major level of resistance. Okay. Take a look at this on the SPX. It's a bit cleaner. We touched the absolute high of January 4th, 2022. Okay. What did we do? We made a trend line. And we touched the absolute high of July 27th. And now where are we? We're wicking at that level. With what? Not with a bull flag. This isn't a bull flag. This isn't a, really bullish pattern. This hasn't been consolidating at support for another move. No, this is a rising wedge heading into straight head on into a level of resistance. To go long here, you're not going to sustainably make money if you trade this way. If we do end up rising up to the upside, which is something that I mentioned right in the beginning of the video, Friday we could have a really bullish move for absolutely no reason. And if that ends up occurring, so be it. That's fine. But if you were one of these people that went long over here and you started to go long this week and then we end up ripping, by all means, you keep on doing that. If you tried to short down here, you would have got wrecked. If you tried to short down here, you would have got wrecked. If you tried to short down here, you would have got wrecked. If you tried to short, let's see, down here, if you tried to short down here, what would have happened? You would have got wrecked. So it's not a sustainable way of trading, but if it works out for you, congratulations. But what I am saying is you should not be trying to go long here. There's many, many bearish signs. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Have some turkey. Be thankful for what you have. As you eat every bite, be thankful for the flavors. Be thankful for the fact that you have food. Be thankful for the fact that you can eat to your heart's desire, to your fill. Be thankful that you can have seconds. Okay? So I hope you guys have a wonderful time with your friends, your family, all that stuff. If you are not doing anything, get some rest, have fun, treat yourself, go, eat at a nice restaurant. And I hope you guys have a wonderful next 2 days. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys bright and early on Friday.